Alright guys, we're back. We're gonna make a quick one actually and give it all this get all the styles in place and add some stuff. Clean this up a little bit just to get it out of the way and explain why some of these things are the way they are. So I want to start from the top and add some stuff that we kind of forgot along the way, and one of them is making sure that we are using the theme when we're using the make styles. Okay, so this right here is making arbitrary styles for this particular page, but not really making use of the full themable properties of Material UI. And I think it's important, to do this for many other reasons, such as pulling the primary colors and things like that. So it's just good practice to have. So what we're going to do is you're going to inject in here that you want to use the theme and as a function, Pharo function, and obviously that's going to include the entire thing as an argument in it, so you have to close that down here as well. And that right there is how you bring the entire theme. Now it's a little grayed out here because it's not really being used anywhere, but in the root here, we're actually not using this max width. I honestly don't remember where that came from. We might have just duplicated that from or copied that from some component, maybe the header, doesn't matter. So we're going to add a little bit of something here, the actual theme spacing for as a general rule. Okay, so inside here we're going to add, and this will be a little weird for you guys, but trust me, this is the syntax. We're telling that as a wildcard, everything that is inside the root as a wildcard will have a margin of the theme spacing, and that will be a value of 1. Okay, and that's it. That's all you need to do. So now everything else should still work. This is for the media to work. This is for the heading to work. This is the section heading, the light section heading, the huge whatever it was, whatever that thing was. Oh, that was your own personal image on the about page. The color for the light paper. So everything here still works. Everything here, this is completely unrelated every time I do that. Okay, all right, so that's fine. All right, so one of the things that we need to do here now is we had to create some spacing here, right? This container has these children in, and we're not declaring any kind of spacing for them, so that's why we're running into those issues. So what we're going to do is we're going to declare spacing 3. Stop here and re-render and see the spacing work. There you go. So now this is getting a little better. Okay, another thing that we're going to do is this media here. So this is using the class media, which is also used for this. So this is why you're bringing, this right here are so huge like this. So we're gonna change that a little bit, and we're gonna just call them project media, and we're going to add that to our classes now. So project media as an object, and then in there we're gonna put a height of 260. And save that, and then this is going to change, and now that's a lot better. Now you notice how the entire image fit in it, because you basically constraining the width according to the height is setting itself up proportionally. You declare the height, and then the width is going to be automatic to that height. Okay, so moving along. So one thing that we did here, or that I did here, is I added this class ahead of time, right? And you were probably wondering, why is this class doing there and what is it for? Well, I'm just going to copy it and paste it from somewhere else, and then I'll talk about it here. So this class is basically for accessibility issues, like it says there. I like to name my classes kind of semantically. So what's going to happen is that once you run this, and you start running Lighthouse to kind of see how your SEO works and things like that, it's going to realize that some of your items, including your pictures and stuff like that, need to have a text caption, so to speak, that is available into a tab so that you can tab into it. Otherwise, your people that have screen readers will not be able to read what this image is because they can see, right? They're blind people, so they need a screen reader in order to read the web, in order to access, to go through and browse the website, and the screen reader will basically dictate to them in their headset what's going on the screen. So if you don't have an actual caption or some kind of words to explain what's this, or what this picture is, then they'll never know what they are or where they are. So that's what's there. Now the bad thing about that is that you end up with this there, and it's kind of like, ugh, why is that there, right? So you want to get rid of that. So you want to keep it on the screen, but you want to get rid of it. You can't put display none, because if you use display none, which is the normal way to get rid of things on the screen with CSS, then you're basically, it won't be available to the screen reader. So you have to keep it there, but you have to get rid of it by making the opacity 0 and the height 0. That makes it disappear but still be there, if it makes any sense. So if we save this, we're gonna see it go away now, and there you go. So now it's like it's there, but it's not. So it doesn't show, but it is there. Let's see, for accessibility, it's not the one, or is it? Okay, so yeah, it is here for accessibility purposes. See, it's there. It's just, it's being hidden away, like that. It's being hidden away with the height and the opacity. So it is there. Okay, we're just doing some CSS hacking in order for it to work, a little bit better. All right, so that is one thing that I wanted to add, and making sure that looked good. Let me see what else. Everything else kind of looks the same as mine, for what I can see. Everything looks fine. You still have that blurring out, so okay, that's good. All right, so the only thing that you don't have here is this right here, right? The HTML. So we want to get rid of these HTML stuff. So how do we do that? All right, so there's something called dangerously set inner HTML property, and that's done to the typography here. I'm not exactly sure if you can do this to the a regular div or a regular p tag or something like that, but I know you can do it for a fact to a typography. I believe you can do it to a regular p tag. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to use Gatsby with anything else other than Material UI. So yeah, so that kind of answers my question. So what we're going to do here is, instead of injecting the node title in there just like that, and here is fine. This one's being hidden away, so I don't really care how that's set up. But this one that is actually showing, and this one that is showing, these two are going to be using dangerously set. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna type dangerously. Okay, there we go, right there. Dangerously set inner HTML. It's pretty long, I know. That's gonna equal to, and then you're gonna put an object in there. Okay, and then yet another one. So this is kind of like an dual binding here. Then in there, you're gonna put underscore, and you can see how it's already showing up right here, HTML. And then colon. And then in the colon is where you're going to bring this guy in there. Okay, and now this can go away, and because that can go away, this can also be self-closing, and you don't need that closing tag. So it keeps it just that way. We're gonna do the same thing to this one, right? But in this one, it's going to be the excerpt instead, and that's gonna get rid of that. We're gonna get rid of that as well and make that self-closing. All right, and now you can save this, and if we look at it now, you can see how everything looks HTML-ish. I mean text-ish. Right? And there's no HTML. I'm going to look into this one here. This one didn't bring actual excerpt in it. It brought the content actually out. So there's some content coming out. I wonder if it's because that's the way the post was written, to actually put a more explicit excerpt. So this is Fuji something. Let's look at that. This one. So this is the Faker API did this, and the Faker Press probably did this, and post feature image. All that is fine. Let's look at the excerpts. Ah, there you go. So the reason why that's not working as expected is because this particular post, Faker Press, actually, hard-coded their own excerpt in there. So if you get rid of these, then you should be fine. And I'll make sure I'll do that on my own so I don't burn some screen time. And it probably shouldn't show up straight away. Yeah, it won't show straight away until you compile again. So now when I recompile, it will get back the post and regenerate my page again. Alright, so I'll let you do that on your own, and I'm gonna go ahead and close this video now and maybe get back to the next one. And in the next video I'll show when this finished, and then we'll get back into the Gatsby node and get working there. Okay guys, see you in the next one.